Hello, everybody. You're welcome to the Voice of Reformation on this new episode that we are having. The Voice of Reformation is brought to you by the New African Concept. As we have been indicating in our various videos, the New African Concept is a movement. We are a group of people that are committed to holistic national transformation and championing the cause of African Renaissance, because we believe that there is hope and there is victory for Africa as a continent and even the nations of Africa. This is not how we are supposed to be. There is more to our destiny and our makeup as Africans. And this is a clarion call in a sensitive time, because in this time of global dispensation, Africa is looked down on when we are supposed to be one of the blessed continents in the world. And so as you watch me, if you are new here, you are very welcome to the Voice of Reformation. And in this particular episode, we are talking on the school of values, the school of values. So we've spoken about a couple of values in our past videos, and in today's episode we are talking about the value of creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation. Once again, if you have not been following, if you have not watched our other videos, I recommend that you go check them out on our YouTube channel and our Facebook pages, the New African Concept. Do well to like these videos, share thoughts, and then share these videos with your friends so that they can also follow. Right, so let's talk about this very, very important value, the value of creativity and innovation. You see, what we need to understand is that as a people and as a nation, we need to focus and uphold our value systems, especially the value of creativity and innovation, because that is the value upon which nations ride and dispensations ride into the place of wealth and advancement and exploration. So creativity and innovation is the wheels that carry us into a place of advancement and expansion. So when a country or a group of people lack or do not understand the value of creativity in their activities and the things that they do, then that means that they are setting themselves up to be, stagnant in whatever level that they find themselves in. When you are unable to explore, to break the boundaries of your norms and the things that you do every day, then you become stagnant in your development, really, as a nation. And so that is one thing that we need to really focus on. Once again, let us remember this statement and philosophy that we've always been quoting in our videos, that nations are founded and made up by their value systems. So whenever we talk about these things, we are talking about the very foundations upon which nations are established and also step on to be able to advance to the next level. And one of the critical ones is the value of creativity and innovation. So, this is one of the values that is able to drive a nation forward in advancement, in being able to step up its place of relevance, even on the world stage. When we encourage creativity and innovation, it opens us up to a lot of things that were originally hidden and unexplored. And that helps us to be able to explore various opportunities and certain platforms and avenues that we did not see before. Right, so when these things are absent, when we do not understand this value, then the nation comes to a place where it is stagnant and stifled in its ability to go forward and to experience new things. So there is a lot of platform and room for the experimentation and experience of new things and new levels of standards of living and technological advancements, and in our research and in our even various systems like economy, health, politics, and all of those things. But because we do not understand and value the place of breaking boundaries and going the extra mile to find out what is beyond the veil, what is beyond the horizon, we are unable to step into that place of advancement. So that is one ramification when we do not value the place of creativity and innovation. Once again, we step into that place where when we do not value creativity and innovation and it is absent in our daily activities, one of the things that happens is that you are at the mercy of them that are actually, breaking boundaries and discovering new things. So what happens is that now you take from them. So they do something new and then it becomes flashy. Oh, wow, this is amazing. This is nice. So you start incorporating what they are producing. What that means for us as a people is that we now be at the mercy of these ones. So we want what they have. What that means is that they get the power to determine what the terms and conditions are for you. I have something new. We are all growing as a nation. We all have systems and certain products and services. But if I develop something new and you want it, then that means that I am going to determine the price. I am going to determine the conditions that come with it. I am even going to determine how you live your life and how certain things must be done. And these are things that makes a nation vulnerable. So a typical example, a practical experience we can talk about is the advent of the COVID-19. So in the development of vaccines, there was a surge that rose up that if these guys are making the vaccines, we don't know what they are putting in it. We don't know what their intentions are. We don't know what the motive is. What if? So many questions were being asked. But the thing is that we as a people, we are not impoverished as Africans. There are over 600 universities in Africa. If we put our mind to it and we really understood and invested in this value, then we will begin to pay attention and incline ourselves to, these kind of things, where we can also invest in the creation of vaccines and creation of products and services and things like that. So because we did not or were not able to produce our own vaccines, now we were at the mercy of those who had been able to produce it. And fear and tension was the order of the day. And you see, and there was so much going on. And so much truth and assertion was made where we were reacting, but it was the truth. Because we are almost importing everything from the West, from toothpaste to toothpicks to, even foodstuffs. So we must begin to, when we value the place of creativity and innovation, it becomes the underlying flow in every system that we have. We begin to think, we begin to wonder, how can we be creative in our agricultural sector? How can we be creative in our educational sector? How can we be creative in the way we attend to our health, in the way we take care of our money, in the way we go about our services? Can we do something new with this? Right, so when this is absent, then we are at the mercy of those who are being creative. So that's another very important thing we need to look at. Again, when we as a people do not value creativity and innovation, one of the major effects which we are feeling now is the absence of opportunities. And so there is a closed gap to how far we can go in creating careers and employment opportunities for ourselves as a people. Because we get to a certain place. This is the boundary we have got into. This is all we know. This is what brings in the faster money. This is what brings in, this is where the opportunities exist. And so what happens is that so many people and so much pressure is put into these few opportunities that exist. And what that does is that it stifles our ability to grow as a people. It creates tension. So when we are creative, we begin to look at other places. We begin to invest in the various departments and sectors that are in our national development and status. When we do this, what happens is that it becomes attractive for the younger generation to begin to open their mind on the various sectors they can begin to explore. So when we uphold, creativity and innovation as a value, we begin to create more opportunities. So employment issues and, all of those things does not become a place of pressure anymore. So these are certain things that we must begin to pay attention to. Otherwise, they're already existent and they will get worse as the years go by. So it is time to bring our attention to this particular value. And so, I mean, let's retrace our steps. How do we cultivate this value? Where does it really begin from? You see, when we look at even our educational system, when a man is literate or an individual is a literate, we expect him to go beyond just education and learning and step into a place of, applying what he has learned to explore and to jump into certain fields and all of that. But how do we come to that? At the base of our value system is our perspective and worldview, which really controls the things that we value and the things that we uphold. And so when we as a people have a cultural perspective and inclination towards, a certain line in this way, that, when you have a group of people who consider that, don't touch this river because there's a God in this river. You can't touch this particular forest area because it's reserved for the gods. Because, if you touch it, this will happen. If you touch it, that will happen. When we have a disposition of superstition and this kind of outlook on our resources as a nation, it stifles our ability to explore. So we must break that perspective. So you understand that, like I said, it is an underlying factor which controls the things that we value. So if I consider that, this is, in our society, the gods, our culture, this is the way we do things. This place, we don't touch this, we don't touch that. When that becomes the underlying principle, then now I begin to value the things that, this forest, we value our gods and the spiritual nature of this particular thing. When that value is in place, it displaces the value of the ability to explore, these natural elements. And that in progression, cuts off our supply to opportunities and relevance and advancements. And so these are things that we must begin to pay attention to. When we begin to reform our mindsets in this regard, then we are on our way to something really groundbreaking. And so, we must revert and begin to reconsider these things. If you've watched our other videos, we've spoken on the values of egalitarianism and meritocracy. This is the chain. This is really where it starts from. So when we begin to understand these things, then we say, okay, fine. Apart from reforming our perspective, another thing we must do is to create equal opportunities. Yeah, so now we've started exploring. Now we've started advancing. Good. Now what we do is that we level the gameplay or the field. Then when that happens, we progress onto the place of meritocracy, where people are able to earn opportunities and positions through the competence and competition, doing well and exceeding in their field so they can earn their place over there. When they do, and we identify people that want to do something new, go beyond the boundaries, we must then progress to the place of incentivization. So we must, incentivize the people that are really pulling their weight. We must strengthen them. These are the things we must invest in. So when you see the shows on our TV and on our radios and on our social media, it shows you the things that we really value. So ask yourself, what are the things that we see ourselves investing in? What are the things we've been investing much in? We've been investing not just money, but our emotions and our attention to. So on TV, you see a lot of entertainment shows and things that make us laugh and things that, just make us enjoy ourselves. But does not bring any form of progress or encourage anything of the sort. So when you see a group of people who have on their TV shows, group of young men competing to establish a business. We are seeing shows that encourage people to sharpen their skills. We are seeing shows that encourage people to show forth their talents and their thinking capacities. This is what shows that we are growing as a people. And so, these are the things we must begin to pay attention to. When the value of creativity and innovation is in place, then we are now beginning to step onto the table of men as a nation. We are now beginning to step into the place of relevance and the place of understanding and in the place of opportunities. Yes, then we begin to explore and bring onto the table new and fresh perspectives like we've never had before. And so as you are watching me, I want to encourage you to go beyond the boundaries as a person. Begin to invest in yourself. Go beyond certificates and the boundary learning that we always do. Build yourself to explore more and to find a unique angle or perspective from your field. And again, to the corporate world and to our various institutions, let us learn to invest in the things that actually encourage people to step up beyond their limits. Because there are so many opportunities and avenues that we can invest in to help the corporate advancement and upliftment as a nation. So that is the charge to all of us. Let us endeavor to adjust our perspective and begin to look on these things. When we start now, just 10 years, 15 years, 20 years to come, the world will respect Ghana as a nation. The world will respect Africa as a continent, because we would also uphold, a fresh angle to the resources of the world. This has been the Voice of Reformation. We are on the segment of the School of Values, and today we've spoken about the value of creativity and innovation. I would recommend that you take your time, watch this video again, understand it, like it, share your thoughts, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We'll be bringing more amazing content your way. I always want to encourage you. We are on a journey. We're on a trajectory to make Ghana and Africa a better place. I believe in that possibility. I believe in Ghana. We here at the New African Concept absolutely believe in Ghana, and so must you, my friend. I will see you in the next episode.